little change to look forward to going into later this week. But for today, it's still going to be hot, 7:15 on your Sunday morning. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend so far. We've been sitting under this ridge of high pressure across the Gulf Coast. That's been keeping us hot. We have no rain to worry about thanks to that ridge, and that ridge will stay in place in the next several days. And around that ridge of high pressure, there have been storms up to our north, a big complex of storms moving through Arkansas, storms moving through Alabama, headed towards Georgia. We will not have to worry about that. But Mike mentioned some changes. A cold front is coming our way on Wednesday, and that will bring us some showers and storms and some relief from the heat later this week. But today is going to be hot and muggy. It is definitely a sticky morning, 77 degrees right now. We'll have a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Pretty quiet rest of our weekend to enjoy, but make sure you're taking care of yourself in this heat. Winds are still from the south. It will be breezy today, especially in the afternoon. Dew points still in the mid-70s, so that means it is going to feel humid all day today, and that'll be the trend through early this week. So today for your Sunday, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will probably get back to 90 degrees this afternoon. But of course, that only tells half the story. It's going to be very humid, so our feels like temperatures will probably touch the triple digits. Tonight, mostly clear, mild and muggy in the evening. Here's that heat index, or how it feels outside this afternoon. When you factor in the humidity, it'll probably feel like the upper 90s, maybe around 100 during the afternoon and early evening. So make sure you stay cool and hydrated. Take care of yourself if you will be out and about all day. Don't forget sun protection, sunscreen, things like that. Tomorrow to kick off our work week, much of the same. Hot and muggy again, breezy, partly cloudy skies, temperatures back around 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Our pattern stays the same. It's going to be also pretty humid as we go into early in the morning hours like we have been accustomed to the last few days. Winds will continue from the south tomorrow, keeping that moisture content up. It will be breezy throughout the course of tomorrow as well. So here we go in the next few days, no big changes. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all about the same, hot and humid, 90 degrees for our afternoon highs, feeling like the triple digits. Then our cold front comes in Wednesday, and that will bring us a relief later in the week. Our temperatures will only be in the 80s later this week, and we'll see some drier air and lower humidity. So that'll be a big change and really a welcome change. So here's the high pressure, what it's doing to the Gulf Coast. It's keeping us warm and humid. So current temperatures, of course, it's the morning, we're in the 70s and 80s, but because of that ridge, we'll continue to see the 90s across the Gulf Coast in the afternoon today and in the coming days because this high pressure stays in place in the upper levels of the atmosphere through Tuesday. Plenty of moisture at the surface, keeping us sticky and muggy. Here's that front and the upper level low attached to it off to the west. It moves across the Midwest midweek. Our front comes in early Wednesday and the drier air comes in behind it. But before the drier air comes, we'll see that moisture getting squeezed out ahead of the front, and that will bring us some showers and storms on Wednesday. So I have a 40 to 50% chance of rain on Wednesday. So plan for some scattered showers and storms throughout the first part of the day on Wednesday as the front pushes in. And that's really the only day we have to worry about rain. Also, I want to mention that drier air coming in will really make it feel really pleasant and refreshing outside. So we're talking dew points in the 70s today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. That's that muggy feel. Here's the drier air with that front, giving us dew points in the 50s and probably the low 60s once we get into later Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, meaning the humidity is going to drop significantly, especially compared to how sticky it's been. So just have to ride it out a few more days. And once we get into late Wednesday, and especially Thursday and Friday, we say goodbye to the humidity for a short while. So this late season cold front that comes our way is going to make it feel absolutely spectacular outside later in the week. So at least we have that to look forward to. So here's your 7-day forecast so you can plan the rest of your weekend and early this week, keeping it hot and humid through Tuesday. The change comes Wednesday with some rain and storms, a cool down later in the week, lower humidity, and refreshing nights and mornings, mostly in the 60s and maybe some 50s on the North Shore. It is 7:47 on our Sunday morning. We have not had to worry about severe weather. It's just been heat for us. We've been protected by this ridge of high pressure that have kept the storms up to our north, which is, I know, really unfortunate for them, to say the least. And we're continuing to see some strong storms happening now to our north through Arkansas. There's a severe thunderstorm watch across really most of Arkansas right now. Some stronger storms moving from Alabama into Georgia. These are moving around that ridge of high pressure that's keeping us hot and muggy, and it's keeping us rain free, so no rain to worry about for us. But we do see some changes on Wednesday when a front pushes in. That will bring us some showers and storms midweek. 77 degrees right now. It's warm, it's humid. We've got a little bit of sunshine and blue sky, but some scattered clouds around this morning. It has been a pleasant start to the day. If you don't mind the muggy feel is here to stay for the next several days. We can thank southerly winds for that. South winds will continue through today, bringing us an increase in moisture. It will be a little breezy, so that's really the silver lining the last few days and today as well. It will be occasionally windy as we go into the afternoon hours because those dew points are pretty oppressive in the mid-70s. That sticky feel is certainly being felt this weekend. Today looking good. If you don't mind some more hot temperatures, we'll be getting to about 90 degrees this afternoon. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds with the humidity around, though. It'll probably feel like around 100 degrees this afternoon. Tonight, a few clouds left over. Temperatures will be mild tonight. Will be humid, of course, during the evening hours. Heat index today soaring into the upper 90s, near 100 degrees for our afternoon feels like temperatures. So make sure you stay cool and hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Take care of yourself if you will be out and about all day today. Tomorrow to kick off the work week, plenty of sun again, hot and muggy, breezy once more. Temperatures back around 90 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon we'll keep breezy south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, both today and tomorrow. Our high temperature forecast consistently around 90 today, tomorrow, and Tuesday because our pattern still remains in place. It's not till Wednesday it does change and that front moves in. Temperatures will be down in the 80s the second half of the week, and we'll have a big drop in humidity. So some relief comes our way, especially when we go in for our nights and mornings later this week with that drier air around. It will feel really pleasant outside. So the ridge of high pressure will keep us hot across the Gulf Coast. Current temperatures across the Gulf Coast in the 70s and 80s for the morning. That will easily get to the lower 90s this afternoon. The ridge sticks around through Tuesday. We'll have plenty of moisture coming in at the surface with those south winds. And then our winds change and come in from the north later this week behind that front. As the front pushes in, it'll squeeze the moisture out. We'll get a few showers and storms here at home on Wednesday early in the day. And then we'll have an upper level trough, keeping our pattern pretty quiet the second half of the work week. We'll have plenty of dry air working in Thursday, Friday, even into Saturday, and upper level winds coming in from the north, bringing us that drier air mass. So our chance of rain, 40% on Wednesday. Wednesday looks like the only day we'll have to worry about a few showers and storms once the front pushes in. Maybe some heavier showers possible. It's not going to be a guarantee for everyone. I only have a 40% chance of rain, but we could see a few little soaking showers and thunderstorms rolling in on Wednesday. It looks like Wednesday morning now. So here we go with our dew points and our humidity. In the coming days, of course, dew points are way up there in the 70s. And then once we get to that front midweek, dry air comes in behind it. Dew points drop to the 50s and maybe some low 60s, meaning it will be more comfortable outside. That's where we get the relief, especially because temperatures are still going to be warm in the 80s, but the relief really comes with the air mass feeling more pleasant and drier. We'll start to see a drop in those numbers later Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, really wonderful outside. Don't have to worry about humidity for a couple days as we get even farther into the month of May, which is hard to believe. So close to June, we're enjoying a late season cold front this week. So here's your 7 days so you can get your week going here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Wear sunscreen today. It's going to be hot and sticky through Tuesday. Wednesday, the front moves in, and then looking forward to later this week, we get a cool down, especially our nights and mornings where we wake up to the 50s and 60s.